Algebra Word Problems number 20. Write, solve equations for ratios. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers. And if there's 5 dogs and 3 cats, the ratio of dogs to cats is 5 to 3. It can be written as a 5 with a semicolon and a 3, and can simplify them as fractions. 5 to 3 becomes 5 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. If it's an improper fraction, we just leave it that way. We write the ratio in the same order it appears in the word problem. If the 5 comes first, we know it's the numerator. The ratio of two numbers is 3 to 2, and the sum of the numbers is 75. What are the two numbers? All right, how can we solve this word problem? So we think, something plus something equals 75. We know that much. And the ratio is 3 to 2. So we're going to need to multiply 3 by something and 2 by something, and then add them together to get the 75. We can use n to represent the number that we need to multiply them by to find out what they are. So 3n, so 3 times n is what that means, plus 2n, 2 times n, is going to equal 75. So we've got a 3n and a 2n, and they're like terms, and we can combine them to get a 5n. Because 5 times n means 5 times a number, that's multiplication, we can use division as the inverse operation to isolate this n to one side by itself. 5 divided by 5 becomes a 1. We discard this, and 75 divided by 5 equals 15. Do a little math on the side. So now we know that n equals 15. But we're not done yet. The question said, what are the two numbers? So we've got the number we multiply them by to find them. We plug it into the equation, 3n plus 2n. So 3 times 15 plus 2 times 15, 3n equals 45. And the 2n equals 30 when we plug the 15 in the place of the n, and we get 75. So now we know the numbers are 45 and 30. Now we're done. Plus we know it's correct because we plugged it in. Try this one. Emma is designing a rectangular garden, and the ratio of the length to the width is 7 to 4, and the perimeter will be 176 feet. What will be the length and width? Well, the first thing we have to think about is, we know that the perimeter means going all the way around the entire rectangle. But just to have a length and a width, we only need one, don't we? We need one length and one width. We don't need the whole thing going all the way around. So wouldn't we need half of the 176? We only need half of the measure. So it says to equal 176, we need 2 lengths and 2 widths. 2 lengths, 2 widths to go all the way around. Well, for 1 length and 1 width, we would divide the 176 in half, and then we'd have 1 length and 1 width, wouldn't we? Or we could multiply whatever the length and widths were in our answer by 2 to come up with 176. So 176 divided by 2 is 88 for 1 length and 1 width added together. If we do 176, we're going to have 2 lengths plus 2 widths added together. So I opted to go with the 88. So I know that my ratio is 7 to 4. I'm going to let x be the unknown number that we need to multiply the 7 and the 4 by to get that 88, that half of 176. So 7x plus 4x can be combined because they're like terms, and I get 11x equals 88. I divide both sides by 11 because 11x is 11 multiplied to x, and the inverse of multiplication is division. So to undo this and get x by itself with the inverse operation, I'm going to divide by 11 on both sides. 11 divided by 11 is 1. So this gets discarded as a 1, and we have 1x. 88 divided by 11 is 8. So now we know that the x equals 8, but we're not done. We need to plug it into our equation, okay? We need to plug it into this, the 7x plus 4x. So now we're going to put 8 wherever the x is. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 times 8 is 32. Yep, they equal 88. So now I know that the length is 56 and the width is 32. Now if we had gone the other way with the 176, we would have had to have done what we just did, the 7 times 8 plus the 4 times 8, and then we would have had to multiply the entire thing by 2 by putting it inside brackets or parentheses, see? And then we would have gotten the 176. So keep your eyes open for tricks. That was very tricky. They said they wanted 1 length and 1 width and then gave us a perimeter. Ooh, they're sassy, aren't they? You got to watch out for those tricks, because that's what'll snag you up every time, all right? So keep your eyes open, keep your chin up, and I'll see you next video. We'll talk about proportions. Bye.